Alright, in part 1 I just kind of explained the basics, but in this one I'm going to tell you about my class and your settings, like control settings, and the differences between the different sniper rifles and attachments and all that. So, I want to start by saying the first perk is up to you, but the second perk you need quick draw if you're going to be quickscoping. But if you're new to quickscoping, then it doesn't really matter. You might want to be a little bit slower just to start out. Marksman for the third perk for sure, unless you're using steady aim. I never no scope, so I mean steady aim doesn't really help me, but marksman is great. You can see in the gameplay, sometimes I'm shooting people through bushes and smoke and whatever. Oh, and one thing, if you're using sleight of hand, if you're also using specialists, then don't use sleight of hand as your default perk. Put it as your first kill streak instead, because you don't need sleight of hand right when you come to life. You need it after you kill someone. And by that time you have sleight of hand if you have specialists. So just keep that in mind. And okay, about your sensitivity, I believe that the higher sensitivity you can use for turning speed, the better. I use sensitivity 10. I've used it for years. I think you know, basically what happens if you see someone on the radar behind you, or someone shoots you from behind and doesn't kill you, the quicker you can turn around, the better. If you can handle the high turning speed and get used to it and be accurate with it, then the higher the better. That's what I believe. I use the tactical control setup because it's easy to go prone whenever I miss my first shot. It's like kind of like drop shotting, but I do that when I'm sniping. Class, I guess it really doesn't. You just come down just what you prefer. I'm gonna tell you what guns I like in a minute, but I do use C4. I just if I'm like really close range and I miss a guy, then I just throw out C4. I'll sometimes even blow myself up intentionally just to get a kill. But you throw C4, then if you double tap square, it's a shortcut to detonate it, in case you didn't know. So it's really quick. You can blow it up immediately after it comes out of your hand. Okay, so differences between the different sniper rifles. All the guns have their own weaknesses, advantages. I think the best ones. Okay, well, the Barrett is a good one for beginners. It has. Okay, first of all, the Barrett. There's six sniper rifles. The Dragunov and the RSAS are low damage, and I'd only use them in hardcore mode, but I wouldn't use them in core. But they are great for hardcore. They're better than the other ones because they're a little bit quicker scope, more steady, you know, higher rate of fire, but only in hardcore. Then I would use Dragunov and RSAS. But otherwise, if you're just starting out, I would use the Barrett. It's I'd say it's good for starting because it's slower. You run around, you have slower mobility, and you have the scope is slower. But the Barrett is high damage. The advantages of Barrett are that you can shoot it really fast. It holds like, I don't know how many bullets in a clip, but a lot, like 20. And you know, it's just high damage, but yeah, it's slow, so keep that in mind. Similar to the Barrett is the AS-50. It has a quicker scope. It's actually my favorite now. But the thing about the AS-50 is that the default scope on it is really low zoom. So you have to use, well, what I do is I use variable zoom on it. I just whenever I respawn, I set the variable to second zoom, and I run around with that. So that's what I do with the AS-50, and it's great. And then the other two that are about the AS-50, you can also shoot it pretty quickly, as opposed to the L118 and MSR, which are the other two good ones. They're a little bit slower. So the AS-50 is quick. Okay, L118 and the MSR are the other two that are good. L118 is, I used to use it a lot, but I think AS-50 is better than it. I don't know, but MSR is also pretty good. I think they're pretty much just kind of average. I mean, kind of similar to each other. the MSR compared to the L118 has better accuracy though and quicker reload time. So I guess I'm kind of rambling now. Anyways, just any of those 4 guns, Barrett, AS50, Barrett 50 cal, AS50, L118, MSR, any of those 4 can be really great. And don't give up on any specific one. Some people are saying that they just can't use one. Well, I think the thing is you just have to get used to it, because all these guns have different small differences that don't really aren't really noticeable, but they affect your gameplay. Like for example, they have different zoom level when you scope in, and they have different sensitivity when you scope in. Like they move at different speeds. So I mean, you really they can all be good, but you just have to get used to one. So don't give up on one. Just kind of, if you want to get good at one of them, just kind of use that one and don't use any other ones for a while. Proficiencies, it doesn't really matter. Most of them aren't going to be helpful. Sniping, you don't need kick. Focus might help, but normally you're not getting shot. I would say the only ones that you really want to choose between are stability and speed. Stability doesn't really, I don't know. It just comes down to preference, really. I think stability, you're gonna have more accuracy, maybe a better KD, but with speed, you're gonna have more encounters with people, so you're gonna have more kills overall, but maybe more deaths as well. I don't know. For free for all, I use speed, and then I guess for search and destroy, I'd probably use stability. Also, if you want to use ACOG, you can try that with stability. It's quick. ACOG is going to be quicker than any of the other scopes, but it gives you less range and less accuracy because you can't hold your breath. So, I guess I'll stop talking now. So, hope you enjoyed. Maybe you learned something. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. So, see you guys later. Thanks for watching.